Okay, quite a fun one this evening. It's a game I just played, and it's on from Fumbbl, obviously, and it's a 1 minute tournament. So it's one of the NAF tournaments. I just played against Caltonland, and it was a so we had 1 minute per turn. So you won't notice any particular difference in the replay, but bear in mind that's what happened because we only had 1 minute to play. I've got Amazons with Kara, which is quite cool. Different. This is Kara here. And then I've got Guard on a few Amazons. This is World Cup Day 2 rules. And he's got a Strip Ball Gutter. He's got a Juggernaut Rat Ogre. He's got a Leader or Thrower. And then he's got 2 Mighty Blow Skaven Blitzers. Yeah, I've just got Guard, and then I've got a Leader on my Thrower, giving me a total of 3 rerolls. And another skill somewhere. No, 4. Yeah, 4 Guard Blitzers. Okay, so he kicked to me. And so I just beat up some rats, attempted to beat up some rats, and then collected the ball and tried to sort of make it safe. So yeah, a few stuns there and made the pickup, which is always nice, and then just caged up, sort of a loose cage in my own half, in case of any Skaven shenanigans. Rat Ogre's gone off to one side, which is good for me because it means that I can go to the other side and hopefully leave him behind. So a bit of a tighter cage here, and just sort of marking up a few players. Failed a 4-up dodge away there. Never looked back. 2 and a 2, so I would have failed without the tail, so I didn't feel too bad about that. So then he just picks on Kara a bit, but she's got Blodge, which is awesome. And the Rat Ogre's come over, so the Rat Ogre moved there, I believe. Yeah, the Rat Ogre moved, which is a bit annoying. Has gone to stand next to Kara, but she's got Dauntless, so she's quite pleased with that. She's also Strength 4, so she probably doesn't need the Dauntless. This was a guarding blitzer coming in here to stand next to the Rat Ogre, to give so that Dauntless wasn't needed. So 2 assists in there, and then a 2 dice block takes the what I done. Oh yeah, worth saying I used my Apothecary quite early to KO this blitzer back into a stun, because it's always good to have guarding blitzers on the pitch. He does a little bit of blocking, nothing dangerous happens, I don't think, and then blitzes from the floor and pows over my blitzer, who then gets up. That's fine. So I was thinking about going this way, but I didn't knock over this rat, so I didn't bother. So I just blitzed there and go into there, and then gives me 2 dice. 2 dice with Kara, and Kara does a double skull, and I think, oh, that's bad, because there's a Rat Ogre could easily get next to my ball carrier now. So yeah, this is bad times. So let's see how this goes. So not too much damage here, which is good, and again the Amazon goes down, but only 2 and a 1 on the armor, so got away with that with the Mighty Blow there as well. Kara does use Dauntless that time and takes down the Rat Ogre, which is a bit risky, but that gives me a load of punches basically, and so I'm able to make a fairly sort of tasty position here. Although I messed it up a little bit, so let's have a look. Let's see how I messed that up, because basically what he can do is blitz this guy into him, push it there. Sorry, I'm using him, should be using her, Amazons, whatever. So the Rat Ogre pushes into there and then ends up down there, which could be problematic, because then the Gutter Runner can surf the ball carrier. Yeah, not ideal. I didn't entirely think about it. I sort of get carried away really, because I'm in quite a commanding position here, but didn't entirely think it through. Let's blame the 1 minute and not my poor skills. So here goes the Rat Ogre. So the Rat Ogre blitzes from the floor, gets a push, and then this is a Garter here, and a Garter on the ball as well, and another assist here. So actually the second is going to be a 2 dice my choice, but he does get the pushback, and then luckily for me, so that's a POW both down, and I've got block, and then a skull POW, so I managed to use the POW. That's another reroll gone, which is good news, and then I can surf the Rat Ogre, which is always good. Needed a reroll to do it because I double skulled for the second time, and then for the rest of this half I just sort of cage up and nothing very much interesting happens. So I get rid of one guy. Oh yes, I badly hurt the leader, but used the Apothecary to bring it back, and so actually I end this half with having failed to injure any Skaven at all. Foul on the Gutter Runner, because, you know, reasons. And then he's got a one-turner attempt back, So I just take the 3 dice block there, don't fail to hurt anyone, and score. So setting up for the one turner, it's alright, it's not perfect. I've got a couple of guarders there. I should have brought this one in here, probably put that garter in the middle there, just to make it complicated. He's got the frenzy on the rat ogre, and so he can blitz in here and push there quite easily. But luckily, I roll a blitz. Hey, skills! So happy days. So basically stops the one turn, and then I just put a couple of people, which happens, and he fails to hurt anyone, so that's good. Second half, I'm kicking. He just gets a it's nice weather, so nothing happens. So yeah, he retrieves the ball and sort of runs backwards with it. I'm not sure about that as a tactic. Obviously, do the wood elfy thing of keeping the ball back here and then moving it up. But basically with the Amazons, I could just put a load of pressure on these guys. I should have kept a guy over here, probably. I think a player over here. But I didn't. But he just rolls a load. Apart from this one, miss next game, sad. Apart from that, he's just rolling a load of pushes mostly. And so I'm sort of getting in the way a little bit. I don't really mind if he scores in a couple of turns. He's only got one reroll left, which is good. The rat ogre moves, which is mildly irritating. But basically, he's going to run a load of players down, and then I'm just going to put a load of pressure on him to score. I probably could have, got more of a defense over here because I didn't have one at all. So obviously more of a one would have been a good idea. Down to 0 rerolls now, which is great. So he takes a couple of blitzes and then scores, giving me 5 turns to score back, which should have been comfortable in any situation. But it's about to get extremely comfortable because he rolled a pitch invasion and took out all of his team. So I had +2 fame on that one. So yeah, I just wiped out his team basically, and then and then it was fairly predictable after that. So I just I'm just trying to remember if anything interesting happened from now on. Yeah, that wasn't great defense. He could have probably got through with the strip baller there if he'd wanted to, but he chose not to do that. He took his mighty blow and took someone out. So I used Kara to mark the rat ogre just to stop it getting into my cage, because that can be a problem. Unfortunately, she died as a result of that, so the rat ogre's there. But so he brings a load of gutter runners back, but doesn't really get them in the way. So they're all sort of. So I just managed to cage up. Not very well around here though, because this is where's the stripper? Stripper's here. So this was actually pretty shocking. But he comes in with a half dice and skulls out and dies. What I should have done at this stage was made it as comfortable as I could back here, and forced a load of dodges in for a half dice. But instead, I ran it in my turn 15. Because he's got no rerolls. I've got the fame, so he's unlikely to get another one. So I just tried to take out the rat ogre and then set up for the sort of one-turn defense again. Unfortunately, this time he rolled a quick snap. And now I think what happened here. This was a bit of a weird one actually, because I think the quick snap. I think the clock kept going for the quick snap, and so he didn't actually get very long for his actual turn. But I didn't time him out because that would have felt weird. Just to highlight a slight problem with Fumbbl for this one is that he's rolled a power push and a skull here, and in normal circumstances I would have said, okay, I'm not using dodge. But so Fumbbl does allow you to do that sometimes, but not in this situation. Only when there's direct chain push or you're very close to the sidelines. So that was mildly irritating, but it's just, it's the nature of the playing online. So at this point there was sort of 1 minute timer went, but I didn't time him out because that would have felt weird. So he's got the 2 pushes basically, but then fails the handoff to the. Was that a throw? Failed to throw or hand over or something. Pass, failed the pass. He made the pass but failed to catch. So there's lots and lots of dice rolls with the wrong roll. But yeah, it was a fun game. The pitch invasion ruined it, as pitch invasions are wont to do. But good apart from that.